Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson. We're in our short series on planning a peak week. And I want to talk today, Adam, about the very specific topic of travel. You mentioned in one of the earlier episodes a client who may be driving for 12 hours or somebody who may be flying 5 hours, or people who come to the World Championships are sometimes flying 20 hours. Let's first talk about if there is a specific day that you think is better. If somebody's going to compete on a traditional Saturday contest, is it okay to come on a Friday, or do you prefer like a Wednesday or Thursday?
I think it's nice to get settled earlier. So on a Saturday show, maybe fly in Thursday. And the reason why, planes just aren't always reliable. And if you give yourself only 8 hours or 12 hours to make a connection, you might not get lucky. And if something, heaven forbids, happens on Thursday, you at least have until Friday to make it there. So that's really the only difference. There's a lot of bro science with physiological differences in flying, but cabin pressure is the same as it is as we're on the ground right now. So there's no reason that anyone should bloat from flying, aside from just being a little inactive. So we can debunk that myth right now. And I get so many clients that are afraid to fly. That seems to be one myth that just will not die in the bodybuilding world. And you probably hear that all the time also.
I would have answered that exactly the same. First of all, you are inactive when you're sitting. So that may be a time where you feel a little filmy, but here's the funny thing. Talking about correlation does not equal causation scientifically. Most people who do conventional peaking methods are doing what on a Wednesday or Thursday? They're carbing up, they're over-carming. So they've depleted, now they're slamming their body with carbs, so they're spilling over like crazy, and then they blame it on the flight. Oh, it's science. Every time I get on a plane to go to a show, I bloat up like a pig. It's like, well, yeah, because you probably had 1,000 grams of carbs that you didn't have 2 days before.
Right.
So great one there. What about, one of the things I like to do, Adam, is knowing when they travel. I do want to schedule some kind of activity after. Whether it's 3 hours or 12 hours, I want them, if as long as they're not arriving at midnight, to be able to get out and walk, go do a short cardio, go do a short workout just to get your body moving again. Do you find that to be necessary?
It's super helpful. I think it even puts the client in the right mindset to do just a little something. So back to that client that drove 12 hours, that was her only activity, was just a 20-minute cardio session. I knew guaranteed at her hotel she could get that in at the comfort of just going down to the lobby and getting that done. And she wouldn't have to Uber to the gym or do anything crazy. So, and she felt great after that. So,
yeah, that's one thing I consider also. When I ask a client, what day are you traveling, how far, what times are you leaving and arriving? Sometimes somebody, if I've scheduled a workout for that day, the last thing I want is somebody flying from coast to coast thinking, okay, it's Thursday, I've got to get up at the gym or get up to go to the gym at 2 in the morning. Like that's right. Not the idea. That workout is not that important to cut into sleep. Right. But this is why you as a client, or you manage your own prep, need to consider, why am I even doing this and how can I fit it into my schedule?
Right. Absolutely.
So one of the things we're going to talk about in the next episode is how to manage food for travel. But one last question for you very, very quickly, Adam. Is there a difference, do you find, in clients who might even get there like a week early? I've had international clients who show up and they can really get acclimated. Is that overkill, or is that something that's helpful as well?
It's not overkill at all. Funny you mentioned that. I had a client who took a vacation in the area she competed in. And I think just the lack of stress was just amazing for her body. So I think there definitely can be some advantages there. That's something I don't get to experience a lot because, financially that can be hard for your client to get there a whole week early. But I do think it can be beneficial, absolutely.
Good, good. All right, guys. So hang in there for our next episode where we talk about traveling with food and how that can make or break your contest experience. So we will catch you next time.